And we are starting right here. We have Pepsi as red in the top left corner and SoulsKeeper in the bottom right corner. I don't see a situation in which either of them would go for an instant expansion in this map. You don't even get gems for it, or you don't get gold. And it's still pretty far away and pretty hard to defend, so most likely we'll just see a normal opener with barracks, probably flying units. We already saw Pepsi playing on this map against Aegis, I think, in the first round, and he just made some... actually maybe Aegis was here and Pepsi was down here, I'm not sure, but they were just making Valkyries. So that's probably what we are going to see, but also of course some catapult harassment from here is possible. Let me show the bridges. Of course, SoulsKeeper here is in a little bit disadvantageous position, but if they go just full air, it doesn't even matter. So yeah, let's wait and see. For now, they are just making farm and barracks. SoulsKeeper really just like making this line again, trying to block it, and Pepsi kinda closing it here, leaving a small entrance. Maybe gonna place another building here later, maybe with a tower behind it. But yeah, we see first swordsman being produced by SoulsKeeper. Pepsi 20% later, but still pretty early. Probably going for a really quick scout. Most likely on the surface, but actually I think the path is a little bit shorter through the underground. Not probably not actually, that was a different map. The surface should be a little bit quicker, since can kinda cut the part where you need to go around this hill here. But yeah, there is the first swordsman. On each side. We see some new buildings from SoulsKeeper, another barracks and another farm, so potentially some rush, but the barracks are not like super in the front or anything, so probably not. We are going to see a small skirmish. I think they will actually kill each other right now, but one of them is probably a little bit faster. Not sure which of them it is. But yeah, SoulsKeeper decided to retreat instead of finishing the duel. Doesn't want to risk losing a swordsman. But yeah, of course, Pepsi going for an 11th century immediately, as I kinda mentioned. SoulsKeeper, instead of that, investing into second barracks, doesn't even have blacksmith yet, or 11th century for phoenixes, so unless he does some good scouting, which he's not really doing now when he's pushed back, or he makes enough towers, which he's making at least one now, he will probably get pushed with flying units really early and he won't be able to do anything about it. Valkyrie beacon is already being built. But we will see. Maybe he will surprise.
My sword serves you. Building complete, my lord. My sword serves you.
Yeah, so the tower is being immediately upgraded. Valkyrie beacon will be finished soon. Also, we see one tower from Pepsi, so it's really like a mirror, even of the base shape.
Upgrade complete, my lord.
One scout coming from Pepsi, actually. SoulsKeeper still doing zero scouting. This is a huge mistake, of course. But we will see what he will build now. He just goes for Gnome's Workshop and Temple. Then it's GG. If he decides to go... Yeah, he goes for 11th century. But he cancels it because of the swordsman. He was thinking that he will run here and try to scout it. But to be honest, he started building 11th century when Pepsi already has 2 Valkyries in queue at 40%. So I don't really see this working. The only situation in which it could work is if Pepsi for some reason doesn't scout this area and he just goes straight here. Then he flies around for a while, maybe wait for 4 Valkyries before he gets the courage to actually push this tower. Then maybe SoulsKeeper can accumulate like 2 phoenixes and try to push him back, make some towers again and continue surviving somehow. But right now, if I should have bet on someone, I would definitely expect Pepsi to win this. If he can kill this 11th century, it's GG. But if he'll be wasting time killing swordsmen, of course, it won't do any good. Yeah, so he didn't see this. He's not even going for the tower. I mean, this is what you don't want to do. He's playing it really well. He has pretty decent build order for the quick Valkyries, but you really need to... He needs to work a little bit more on targeting. Yeah, now he's hitting barracks that are being repaired by a peasant, so it's like total waste of value. He needs to be stopping the blacksmith, stopping the tower. Of course, finding the enemy Elven Sanctuary, killing the tower that is dangerous, or at least killing peasants. But also only if it's actually effective. Right now he's just wasting time and letting the enemy actually make something that will work. Also there are two Valkyries just standing here, not really doing anything, and standing actually for a really long time because the other two are already at 60%. This swordsman is actually quite decent there. And now one tower is finished. I mean, this was finished the whole time, but now second tower is being upgraded. There are two phoenixes already. And the whole advantage that Pepsi actually had, he kinda threw away. Now he will have to deal with ton of phoenixes. And to be honest, I don't think he can really push this anymore. But he of course saw the phoenixes came from here, so he of course tried to destroy the Elven Sanctuary. SoulsKeeper doesn't really have the power to actually stop this. So he will need to rebuild his Elven Sanctuary somewhere else, but he can just do that behind the towers. This temple is also pretty weird position, but okay. Yeah, SoulsKeeper definitely doesn't want to be wasting his phoenixes like this. There's only two of them. But he also makes blacksmiths, so now he can start making some elf rangers. Also rebuild the Elven Sanctuary, now he's protected at least by one tower. Hopefully more Valkyries are coming. So we will see how he figures this out. Yeah, Pepsi is kind of scared of the towers, which I don't think is too reasonable, but there are two phoenixes with mana, enough mana for a Nova, so definitely need to be careful here. I think SoulsKeeper should have used the Nova there, he had the range. Now he lost the farm, so he doesn't have population, he's blocking his... Okay, he deleted the temple. Some Valkyries came back, so... Okay, you can be just damaging the stone keep, he will need to keep repairing that, losing some resources. And since he doesn't have a population now, he cannot produce more units for a second. If he can stop this farm, it's actually GG, but he probably doesn't have the view range there and he's not doing the best job scouting. Yeah, I mean, you can take the free kills of the swordsman there, that's probably fine. He's ton of resources, so shouldn't be a problem, but of course the farm would be the best thing you could have done there. We see one swordsman harassing here, but that will just die to the tower. Valkyries are already healed basically, so we can just take all of them again. These swordsmen won't do anything. Yeah, there is a tower, ton of peasants, even one swordsman, even though he's injured. But he could have healed that, and he's still stone Valkyries. Now he's getting hit by a tower and shooting the stone keep, that's definitely a mistake. Yeah, the swordsman will just die there. We see expansion in the underground from Pepsi, just securing even more of an advantage there. Yeah, but this did nothing. He's going to regroup his Valkyries, maybe heal for a while. And maybe now he's going to invest a little bit more into the expansion, because he's ahead, so he doesn't really need to be producing more Valkyries and pushing, but he should definitely maintain some pressure. Try to keep harassing, maybe destroy some buildings on the sides, like this farm that is just not in the range of the tower. Or this one. There's few phoenixes, some of them don't even have the mana yet. I would just take down the towers, to be honest, but I should have done that the way before, where there were no ranged units. Now he will need to accumulate a little bit more units to actually deal with this. Also, he still has more Valkyries at home. He's in the range of the tower, he needs to come back. destroy the farm first, then he can actually destroy the Elven Sanctuary safely as well, I guess. But Phoenixes are here, still not using the Nova ability. Now he did. So he cleared them pretty effectively. It was of course only half of them, and he killed only like 3 or 4, maybe 5 now. But still pretty good value. Well played by SoulsKeeper here. But Pepsi still has the expansion, so once he actually makes some peasants there, he should be able to gain an advantage. Of course, if he also wants gems, he'll need to take this. But he doesn't even have third Elven Sanctuary, so maybe he will just spam some Swordsman as well. He can just go finish the farm for now, or maybe even Elven Sanctuary if he's more careful. But there is ton of Phoenixes. Once all of them get mana for Nova, this will be pretty dangerous. So Pepsi needs to do a little bit better micromanagement here with the Valkyries. Otherwise he will just lose everything, which he basically did now. So now he also started making some Phoenixes. But to be honest, I'm not sure how quickly he will be able to recover from this. The problem of SoulsKeeper is that he doesn't have any units to actually push on Pepsi. He has only Phoenixes that can clear the air, but he doesn't have anything to actually push. Now Elf Ranger is going to scout this. There are no towers, so he will be probably able to kill the peasant. And SoulsKeeper doesn't really have anything to go protect it. His Valkyries won't be able to get there, since there are the Phoenixes. Now this is probably gonna die. Or you'll see what they decide to do. Actually, of course, he doesn't want to fight with his Phoenixes near the tower. Now we see the Elf Ranger in the underground. Some towers are being built, but... And now the Valkyries actually can fly there, since he pushed the Phoenixes back, or he can just send there the Swordsman and trees he has in his main town. We see one maybe stuck peasant. No, he was just standing there, building another farm. Both of them are overgathering wood by a lot, but Pepsi can at least use it for towers in the expansion. SoulsKeeper can't really use it for anything. But yeah, he needs to start gathering some resources here, maybe build even more towers. SoulsKeeper really doesn't have anything to push that, doesn't even have catapults. Now the army is just standing here. All Valkyries are in the underground now. Also with the Phoenixes of Pepsi.
Ready for work, my lord. My sword serves you.
SoulsKeeper is just creating more and more Phoenixes. Now also some Swordsmen, because he had some extra gold, I guess. But he also has gems still. Population is still pretty balanced, but of course Pepsi now has double income.
Building complete, my
Seems like
lord.
SoulsKeeper will be going for a push, which I don't see being successful, but of course Pepsi doesn't have all his ground army there. If it was all units against all units, I think Pepsi would have that definitely. Now it's just the towers, which I don't think SoulsKeeper will want to push in, but push against, but he's still trying. Pepsi should start repairing that immediately, which he's not doing. Okay, but he still has 2 more towers. Valkyries definitely doesn't want to go into the Phoenixes, but he can just stay here and it should be fine. SoulsKeeper will just need to get catapults. Still don't see no workshop being built. And now he's slowly falling behind on population because he has less resources. Keep in mind that 10 population is in these peasants. Or maybe not 10 yet, it's only 8, but still some of it. And so he's trying to kill some peasants, sacrificing HP on Elf Rangers for that. I'm not too sure about that. Still no gnome workshop.
Upgrade complete, my lord.
Even producing more Phoenixes. But since Pepsi is not even making any more Valkyries, he just kinda gave up on that. He has decent amount of them, like 7 here and 4 Phoenixes, but that is what he is keeping, just to harass the ground when Phoenixes are not around. Outside of that, he's just fully focusing on Swordsmen and Priests for now. Mainly Swordsmen, of course. And that is his main strength. They will be able to push anywhere. Phoenixes cannot even attack ground, so he just needs to defeat this, which won't be a problem. It's like 8 Elf Rangers, injured ones by a lot, and 4 Swordsmen. And it's not even in his main base, so we'll see if Pepsi actually decides to attack him from the back, or if he will just go for the base, which is what I would do. But both options will work. Actually, there are 3 towers, so this is quite dangerous to push. So this attack from the back probably makes a little bit more sense in this situation. I'm not sure what he's trying to do here. He's probably gonna destroy the tower, but he's going to lose basically everything. Yeah, I mean, he's obviously gonna die with so many Phoenixes, but still, air doesn't really matter anymore. Pepsi is gonna lose this base, or maybe garrison some peasants. But yeah, there is still a huge army of Pepsi coming. And I don't think he will be able to kite this out. Even though Pepsi doesn't have Trailblazing upgraded, I think he will still be able to catch up to the Elf Rangers, even though they are a little bit quicker. Yeah, but maybe he actually didn't save too many peasants there. In garrison. But yeah, so many resources are in the Phoenixes that are totally useless now. Because Pepsi doesn't have a reason to create any more air. He has only 2 Valkyries here that escaped on low HP, so he's just gonna full heal them. And it actually seems like SoulsKeeper was creating even more Phoenixes for a while. Now it would of course make sense for SoulsKeeper to go for Valkyries, but because he has the full air control, he's actually going for Valkyrie Beacon, but it's just too late. I think he's going to get pushed here. Or he's just gonna start losing on resources once again. See some Elf Rangers, everything being healed. Slowly but surely. I would like to see some peasants production here. Kinda focusing on Swordsmen and Priests for now, which is okay, but just 2 and 2 upgrades, which is fine. Making third for armor now. We see second 11th century, the Valkyrie Beacon as I said. Yeah, he has 0 anti-air now, SoulsKeeper, except the 2 Valkyries he has at home. So he needs to push this before the Valkyries come out. But he probably doesn't want to push into the towers. Which he definitely can, yeah, he has so many units also with priests. So he should just run there and kill the towers. Or he can keep destroying the buildings like he's doing. He should definitely also destroy the 11th century, but he doesn't know about the Valkyrie Beacon yet. But we'll see. Also he has rally points in home, which I don't really like. Because he's making his army weaker, instead of bringing everything here at once. You also see no workshop in the underground, so he's trying to go for catapults to destroy this, but now he sees the Valkyrie. And he will need an answer for that. Probably Elf Rangers in this situation will be the best, because, I mean, Phoenixes will just die to the enemy Phoenixes. You cannot really play air against 13 Phoenixes. He's actually bringing his Valkyries, which will of course get one-shotted. Yeah, immediately. One actually survived. On pretty low HP. But he can ignore them when there are 2 Valkyries, you don't really care, you just keep pushing with your Swordsman. And this is the only base SoulsKeeper has, so once you destroy it you actually win. But there are also some soldiers, you could also just destroy the Valkyrie Beacon. Yeah, or the 11th centuries. Right now, he of course brought his priests away, so they don't die to the Valkyries. But to be honest, I think it would be still better to keep them here, because right now he's going to lose all of his Swordsmen. And even though he did some damage, he's not gonna kill majority of the peasants. Overall, he's just not gonna do much. And he destroyed one Elven Sanctuary, okay, one tower. He did some damage, but he's not introducing the catapults now. Both is pretty much balanced, same population. So SoulsKeeper even has a little bit more gems, so he can just produce more and more Valkyries. And once he has enough of the Valkyries with all of the Phoenix protection, I just don't know how he wants to actually counter it. But yeah, he just went for all-in Elf Rangers now. Of course, he'll probably lose the underground base because he was too late with the towers. Kinda underestimated this. He's leaving it for a little too late. There is not too many Valkyries, but there is only one shooting tower. One working one, so he needs to destroy that first probably. He should finish this tower, yeah, it's 6 HP. I think all of the towers can be finished immediately. Start upgrading them all at once, then maybe it will work. Also start repairing this. Yeah, Pepsi is doing it quite okay, but we should start upgrading this. His resources for that. We even see base for gems, okay. But now Pepsi won't have gold anymore, so we'll see a small air army, but not too much. Yeah, once the towers get researched, I don't think SoulsKeeper will be able to push this anymore. And he actually doesn't have any more resources, so I mean he has resources, but he doesn't have any more income, so SoulsKeeper won't be able to reproduce anything. And I think Pepsi will defend this. If he focuses down the Valkyries, he should be really easily able to win this. After that it should be pretty simple. And so he's gonna clear it out, and SoulsKeeper calls it GG. So yeah, this will be a win for Pepsi, which means it will be a 1-1 score, and we are going for the third game, same as we are doing in the first half of the semifinals, where I was playing with Macrozerg. But as you can see, the kills and losses are pretty balanced on both sides once again, 60 to 67 and 66 to 60. Yeah, basically same largest army, same experience, so it was really balanced. Pepsi was just able to secure that expansion, and that just gave him more resources to finally overpush or outpush SoulsKeeper. Also, he made his heir a little bit sooner, which gave him a really big advantage in the early game, of course.